You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show of the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. I'm borderline. I'm dreading and also looking forward to this a little bit. Hello, by the way. I just did all my thoughts and stuff for tomorrow's podcast, so that's already drained out of my brain. So if you're looking for that, I'm sorry. You'll have to prompt it out of me with these wonderful calls we have coming up. The reason I say that is that this was one of the more difficult podcasts that I've had to do. Just from a standpoint of like, bro, what do you want me to say? I don't know what to say. We ended it by doing calls because it's like, it's kind of like when you have a paper due in school and it's like, oh, it's a 5-page paper. And you pretty much do everything. You write out everything that you know and that you think, and you're like, boom, how we doing? And it's a page. And you're like, damn it. And so there's this, like this, like, well, now I need 4 pages of filler. And I didn't want to do that. I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, what can I add to this? And I'm not kidding you. Like, I know the podcast is short. I'll sit here for an hour and just like comb through social media. And I'm like, I don't freaking know. And I'm like, well, there's a stat. Am I supposed to just jump in and be like, oh, by the way, here's a stat. Anyways, oh, here's another tweet somebody said. You know, like, I don't know, man. That game frickin' sucked. Okay? It sucked. I don't know what to do from there. But in this show, I'm going to put it on your shoulders. Got a bunch of people that called in too early. I guess a bunch is only 3. You know what? We're doing it. I'm feeling charitable. I got to do something nice today. We'll do Bills from South Carolina. Plus, we got Andy, the Eagles fan, who, you know, is new around here and maybe doesn't know the whole, like, what is he talking about with don't call in thing. So we're just doing it, man. We're doing it. Do we have all this set up? Is everything ready? No, there. Okay. Bill, what's up, dude?
Hey, Ryan. This is Bill in South Carolina.
Hi.
I'm just calling. I probably won't.
I just talked to you a minute ago.
Saying in the last one, but listen to that. What's his beer cheese Benny or something? On Packers. I've been a Packer fan since '65 when I was like 8 years old, and I'm from New Jersey, right by New York City and Newark, and I've been a Packer fan all the way through the whole time. But and I don't get a lot of interactions with people like you, but I was in the service for 20-something years, and whenever I wear Packer stuff, I always have interactions, like no matter what part of the world or part of the country I was in. And even my sons when they were small would always laugh because I'd wear my Packer shirt, and I'd always get like, it wasn't even saying go Pack Gold back then. It was always like Pack, go Pack, you know, Packers. And then they'd say like, where you from? Wisconsin, like Benny was saying. And I'd say, no, I'm from New Jersey. But yeah, it's amazing when it gets in your blood. The Packer stuff just doesn't get out of it. So yep. But we're real excited this year, and we'll just keep that train going. But I just thought I'd relay that story since it kind of hit. But yeah, amazing how Packer fans are so one great fraternity. So I've been in a couple of great fraternities in the Navy and then in Packer fandom. So all right, Ryan, later.
Well, now I'm glad I took these calls because it's a good point that I think is important right now, and that is, it's in your blood, bro. You're not going anywhere, all right? We're all in this together. So just got to suck it up and move on, because that Packer blood, man, it's there until you bleed out somewhere on the side of the road. Andy in Pennsylvania, what's up?
Hi, Ryan. This is Andy, the Eagles fan, calling from Micah's hometown, Harrisburg, PA again, with a suggestion.
Okay.
I know you'd like more people to call, but with the current format, basically the caller expresses an opinion or observations. I think most of us don't really think we have all that much profound to say to call on that basis. Like when I called the first time, I was calling actually with a question. And that's my suggestion. If you were willing and if you would let it be known, people could call with questions as well as opinions and observations. I think you get a lot more callers. And obviously some of the callers might duplicate their questions. You obviously wouldn't have to use every one. And I think you'd have fun with it. And I suspect your listeners would ask some really good questions. So thanks, Ryan. Really appreciate your show and your work. Thank you. Bye.
Well, again, I appreciate you calling back. I will say that is the intent. That is the intent of the show generally, is people calling in with questions. But I've also kind of always left it open format, however people want to do it. Very few rules around here. We used to have like a no swearing thing, but then some people call in and just are like, well, he'll bleep it out and then drop 700 F-bombs. And I got tired of having to edit it all the time, and so I said, first of all, please try not to swear, but second of all, if you're listening to After Dark, just know that sometimes things might get out of hand a little bit. We also had a only so many calls in a row rule, and then that got a little bit lax over time. I think we're doing okay on that, I guess, especially since sometimes that happens when there's no calls. So what are you going to do? Be like, hey, you, that is the only reason we have a show today. Stop calling. But yes, that is the original intent, is to call in with your questions for the master, for the expert, for me. But do whatever you want, man. Just, however, it's your show. You can do whatever you want.
Yo, Ryan, it's your uncle Rico.
What's up, dude?
When is it? It's
a little early,
10:30. Saturday night game tomorrow against the Brownies. Hopefully that's not a trap game. It scares me a little bit. Hopefully the coaches got everybody engaged and locked and loaded and cocked and ready.
Yep.
Anyways,
careful.
Comments on the Malik Willis team's offering to take him off our hands for a third or something. What are you, high? That makes me angry, actually. Rico gets angry. Why in God's name would you trade Malik Willis for anything less than a second for sure? Maybe even a first. Oh, because we're desperate for picks. Oh, yeah, so we can pick another guy that's Malik Willis or less than Malik Willis? That's dumb. It's like, here, I'll give you $10 and you give me back $5. How's that sound? It sounds real stupid. That's what it sounds like. All right, then. Rico out.
Yeah, I don't, and, it doesn't sound like it's even close to that. I don't even think it's close to a third right now, so I don't think we're anywhere near there. All right, game time, 12:01. Chris from Alabama checking in.
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama.
What's up, dude?
Game about to get ready to kick off here in a second. About to lock on into it, man. I just want to call, man. I think we're gonna see that connection I was talking about last week. From Love Gold, and I expect him to get at least one of those deep balls. Yep. Hopefully for a TD, but I'll definitely see 30-plus yards.
Listen to that.
Deep ball from Love the Golden. I really feel.
I was just thinking, say 30, and you freaking nailed it. It was like a 31-yard pass or 35 or something. That was beautiful. See, I love that, like all the little nuance. My fear is always people are going to call in and be like, I got a good feeling that, we're going to score 50 points. And it's like, yeah, well, that didn't happen. But call in saying I got a good feeling about a 30-yard connection between Love and Golden. Just freaking nailed it, dude. Out of the park.
All right, that's going to happen. But yeah, man, basically, man, if we come out here, man, and I ain't got to go into no long drawn out thing. We come out here and play like we've been playing, we win the ball game easily.
It's true.
But that's basically all I wanted to say. I wanted to put it out there. Hopefully I'll be right this week. Love the Golden, deep bomb. Go Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all at halftime.
Well, you did get that. So far we are on a roll. Sounds like you guys nailed it. You just asked for all the wrong things. So this is a big failure on all of your parts. Slightly my fault for having a dream that we lost in spectacular fashion such as this, but I can't control my dream, so I'm, again, putting it right back on you.
Hey, Ryan, this is Dakota, that nerd in Tennessee. I'm calling from a different phone because I'm watching the game on my phone at work.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, see, I know a few people have called. This is exactly what I was scared about for Zach Tom. I hope he's okay. He looks distraught. But, yeah, no, I needed to call in. But also, this is a good defense.
Yeah.
This is a good defense that we're playing. And too many of their linemen or whatever are getting through offensive line. That is ridiculous. Also, one other thing, Nate Hobbs cannot be blocked. And Daniel Whelan is a good gentleman. All right, peace.
Yeah, and the comments from Matt LaFleur after definitely didn't make me any happier about the situation with Zach Tom, basically saying, "Yeah, we can't let things like that happen." What are you talking about? Like, what is it what discussion do you think we're having right now? What do you mean we can't let things like that happen? I don't even know where to begin with how to process what you're even saying right now. Like, it doesn't even fit in context with what we're talking about. You decided to play him, right? And then you're like, yeah, we can't let things like that happen. I mean, we're not talking about, like, penalties where something just kind of gets out of hand and we're like, yeah, we gotta, I don't really know exactly how to solve that, but we gotta work through those kinds of things. There's nothing to work through. There's nothing to work on. There's nothing here except you doing something stupid. I don't even know where to begin with that comment.
Daddy?
Yo.
Just after the McManus field goal, I don't know, kind of a mucky first quarter.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt like we basically just started leaning on him. Nothing great, but I mean, nothing not great. I do wonder the Zach Tom thing. I wonder if, like, did they have him go out, like, trying to fool Cleveland, thinking they was going to play and say, hey, go down the first play and then we're going to put Morgan in? It just seems strange to me that would happen. I mean, I suppose you can get hurt in the first play, but anyway, I hope he's not hurt for a while. That's all. Not very insightful. See you.
Yeah, it does seem odd because you would think that if a guy was that unhealthy or in that much pain, that he wouldn't have ever been even put out there to begin with, right? That's just your rational mind not being able to process what's happening right now. That's all that is. But no, I think he's actually hurt is the issue. And now the only question is there a major setback? I haven't looked at the news. I don't want to. I'm done with football after this. I had to turn the stupid Bears game. Every game I watched just pissed me off. So no football for me today. I don't care. I don't want fantasy football. I want nothing to do with football. I'm going to eat food and watch probably stupid kid cartoons and watch YouTube videos of police officers shooting people. And maybe I shouldn't do that either. I should try to find something happier. But I need some. That's what I need from you guys. If you don't know what to call in about, how about some recommendations for things on YouTube? Movies are great. I'm not in like a movie thing right now. I'm sure I'll get there soon enough. I got to kind of let that wind down. I'm just talking like, let's call it YouTube genres. Okay? I did like the food thing. I'm not into the food thing right now, but you can certainly recommend it. I turned on the Three Stooges the other day because I'm like, maybe that would be good. Just some old school Stooges. didn't really hit the spot. The Office and all that, that's not really, I'm looking for like YouTube, just like a thing. Like, what is a thing that could be on there that people do that maybe I've never even thought of? You know, like reupholster furniture. It's not that, but you know what I mean? There's so many different things that people do that I've never even thought of that I bet are great. Because I can't just keep watching police officers shoot people because it's depressing, but it's honestly the only thing that I can fall asleep to because I'm a psychopath. Seriously, the internet went out the other day. I was like just starting to fall asleep a little bit, probably around midnight. Internet went out. I'm not kidding you. I was up till 5:30 in the morning, and I was like, I guess I'm just staying up. I don't know. Eventually, I somehow fell asleep. I just forced myself to lay there with my eyes closed, and I'm like, I don't know. Could not sleep because I don't have police officers with sirens blaring in my wee, like police chases for 45 minutes. Just wee. Oh, yeah, he's turning left on Seminole Highway. All right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with snacks.
Now there's some action.
There it is.
Gary busting through, untouched.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these guys should be buying Micah Parsons a watch. I don't know, a golf cart, something, because everybody is getting opportunities because he's on the field, man. It's just unreal. Our defense, I just, man, McDuffie with some great plays. I mean,
yeah.
Swarms. So fun to watch him. Like, it's just so fun to watch him.
Another thing that was frustrating about the offense is I didn't appreciate the defense as much as I should because the game was always so close. I found myself, like, every missed tackle just being like, what do you do? We're going to lose the game now. As opposed to looking at it like, dude, we have the best defense in the history of the universe. Which there's no reason to change our tune on that whatsoever after that performance. They were unbelievable. There was like one drive where they gave up 2 runs the entire game, and it ended in a field goal because of a shockingly impressive goal line stand. And I'm sitting there going, well, game's over. Thanks a lot, defense. Really? Defense is unbelievably good. And if our offense had the ability to do anything other than, like, you know, hump doorknobs, we could have won that game. But here we are.
Hey, man, 5 minutes left in the second. Just converted that third down and that little sneak by Love. What a great play call that was. Fake to Jacobs on the inside and then going outside with Kraft leading.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic play call. And one that we haven't really seen. Love it. Absolutely love it. That was great. And this drive, if we can keep kind of methodically doing it, if we're getting the 12 men on the field, penalty, offsides penalty. Like I said earlier, man, just workmanlike. I like it. I really like it.
It's another frustrating thing is, and I'm torn on whether I'm mad at Matt LaFleur. We're going to have to do a little film review to kind of determine whether that is the case. I think I am. But the thing, like, Matt LaFleur was kind of in his bag a little bit. You know, we got Jordan moving a lot, and it worked pretty well. The end-around jet sweep stuff was not terrible. We got Golden doing it a bunch. And that guy, people are kind of crapping on him, like, oh, he's not that good at it. Pretty much every time he did that, it was a loss of 5 that he turned into a gain of 5. So I don't know why we're talking about like Golden can't handle that responsibility or something. Not saying I necessarily want that to be a regular feature in the offense. Rather have Savion doing that, but there was a lot of cool stuff that happened in this game. The defense was fantastic. Gary was fantastic. Parsons was fantastic, believe it or not. I know some probably, where Parsons out there? I got the stat for you tomorrow, so don't worry about it. One of his best games in a very long time. But yet, we didn't win. And I guess you could see that as a positive. I mean, Jordan, his mobility is really impressive. The offensive line thing, I think, just screwed us. And there's more to it. That and the penalties completely derailed this team. it's not an excuse. I mean, it's not good. It'll derail other games too if you don't freaking get it figured out. But I don't know. Just listening to you guys talk. Obviously, we haven't gotten to the depressing part yet, but it does kind of remind me of some of the things to really like about the team.
Hey, what's going on? Ryan Chris from Alabama, man. Halftime of the game. Man, a defensive battle so far.
Yeah.
Defensive battle so far. I'm really not surprised. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe I would have thought we might have at least scored 8 touchdowns or so. You know what I'm saying? Before halftime.
Right.
But being that it's 3-0 and being that both defenses have been playing like I expected them to be playing, I'm not surprised. We come out and make us a couple of second and half adjustments, man. I still really feel like they baiting that run, and Cleveland defense is playing really tight. And I feel like we can go over the top of them. I think the bait was in the first half of continuously running the ball, a couple play actions here or there, but mostly just going ahead and handing it off when we did get in run 6. So I really do feel like that over the top is coming. They are playing in real tight.
Yeah.
So you might want to watch out for that. But, I mean, no complaints. Offensive line, I take that back. I do have a complaint. Offensive line got to tighten up. Offensive line got to tighten up. Boys, we got to tighten up, man. You got to tighten up. You're on the road. You're getting a little antsy. You're jumping off. You're jumping with the false starts, man. We got to cut that out in the second half, man. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. I really feel like we can go ahead and pull this game out in the second half. We got the ball to start second half, so we can go down and punch this in and go ahead, get us a good drive going. We had a couple of good drives, but it just seemed like it stalled out. But we can do that, man. We'll come out with the victory. But go Pack, go, and I'll talk to you later.
Well, and as you mentioned that, I think I was more shocked than anything when we lost because I kind of felt the same way. Like, this is frustrating, but we're not going to lose this game. You know what I mean? Like, we got this. We're still the better team. We have been the whole time. And then that collapse happened. And even though, like, on one hand, I knew we were going to lose at the end because everything was just falling apart and going perfectly in their favor, it still was just a feeling of like, there's no way. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. How could we lose? We can't lose to the Cleveland Browns, especially since, again, we are the better team. We have been playing better. So I don't even understand what's happening. So yeah, it never really felt out of reach, as annoying as it was, or not even out of reach. It never felt like we were going to lose. Up until that final lineup for the field goal when I knew we were going to lose. But even then, like I said, it was like disbelief more than anything.
Hey, Ryan, can you pass along a message from me to Matt LaFleur
Sure.
or the training staff
Yes.
or Brian Gutekunst or whoever it is that makes the decisions for who's playing in the game and who's ready to go?
Of course.
Next time Zach Tom says this is a money game and I need to play and I'm ready to go, tell him to eat shit. Tell him to eat a bag of dicks. If you're fucking injured, stay off the field. Now what did you do? Now what did you do to yourself? Now what did you do? I want to know how bad this injury is going to be now and how long you're going to be out now versus if you just didn't play on the first snap of the game.
Yeah.
The first snap. You were clearly not ready to go. Zach, sit down. God damn. Go Pack, go.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to put that on Zach Tom. That's what I expect of you is to come out and be like, yeah, dude, I'm freaking playing, like, for sure. I can do it. I'm tough. It's up to the coaches and the training staff to determine that. Now, if he's lying about his level of pain, that's a separate issue. But he wasn't, because he talked to the media about the fact that he's like, yeah, I'm still in a lot of pain, and I can't really, like, move, but I think I'll be all right. Like, I don't know. But you're right. I don't care if he says I think I can play. It feels like for Matt LaFleur, that's the standard, or the training staff or whatever. Like, come on, you can freaking overrule them, can you not? Is that against the rules to overrule these people? I understand you want to trust them, but the final decision, I don't know, man. I feel like Matt he has that mentality, sort of that old school mentality of like, every game's important and we need you out there. And if you can be a man about it and do it, then that's what I expect of you, is to be a man and go out there and do it. And as much as I want to appreciate that, good Lord. First of all, we're lucky Tucker Kraft didn't go down. Zach Tom went down. I'm going to look it up because I'm ready. I'm ready for pain. No, there's no update. However, I would say there's a very safe bet he will not play this next week. The reason I say that is Matt LaFleur's comments were essentially, you know what, turns out maybe we shouldn't have played him until he was fully healthy. So he's probably not going to play until he's fully healthy, and we have a bye after this Dallas game. So all I can say is if he's not back after the bye, we are all going to be rightfully very pissed, as we should be. And that's about it. Two very important words in there, rightfully and very. Make sure you don't skip over those two.
Whoa, Pack Daddy. There are some
What's up,
games
dude?
that you watch and you say, okay, they're performing according to what they've seen in the game films, and it all looks great because they've obviously got the team pegged well. Sitting here watching them play these Browns, I think they're reacting. They're creating game film right now because they haven't seen the offense with Flacco, and it's interesting. They're kind of. It almost seems like the coaching staff is allowing them to kind of suffer and learn by their mistakes, because the defense has bought them this luxury of being able to kind of take some pain, get their beatings, and still come back and win a game, or hold tight and win a game. And I think that's extremely valuable. I don't think you can overstate the worth of the defense at this point, because you have such confidence in these guys, no matter what platoon is out there, that they're just going to control things, and it allows the offense rather, to make frankly a lot of mistakes.
Yeah,
a lot. For Jordan to overthrow things, for LaFleur actually even to call kind of a poor game at times, because it's like hold on, we're here for you, and the offense again can kind of come back and do what they do, eventually figure it out and win a game. Now, I'm guessing they'll probably win this game by 20. We're right at half right now. That could be crazy, but, anyway, that's what I'm feeling, because they're going to go back now. They've seen it all, and I'm watching these guys on the sideline. The Packers are coming in like, what is that? They get this look on their face like, what's going on? And they're going to come back after the coaches have explained to them exactly why they're getting spanked, and say, oh. So I'm looking forward to that second half, looking for a nice Packer win, a convincing Packer win, and I'm really happy about the fact the defense is allowing this offense to make all kinds of mistakes, to get the Jordan and receiver thing locked in, figured out. This is still going to be a dominating team throughout the season. I'm highly confident. Thanks so much.
Well, I do think you're right. I think this is going to be a dominating team, and like I said, I can't discredit you or whatever for your take on it, because I felt the same way at halftime, and I think Chris felt the same way at halftime. I bet all of us, most of us, felt that way at halftime. Like, this is disappointing, but we got this, right? We are the better team. They're going to figure it out. They're usually pretty good with the second half adjustments, even if that's not really a thing. The coaches kind of get a feel for the game, and they start to put the hammer down. And again, we're just the more talented team, and usually that team will figure it out over time. And so that was, for me, the expectation. And I think for most of us, and it just, the opportunities were there, and the offense just didn't do it, and didn't do it, and didn't do it, and didn't do it, and didn't do it. And not only that, it was the offense that gave the game away by giving them 7 points, which if they could have just not given them the game, the defense would have allowed us to win the game. But again, we're on the same page there with the team in the long run.
Hey Ryan, it's Craig. It's the second half after our first series, and our offensive line is just pathetic.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to Banks. I haven't heard any update. When I saw Belton in, I just assumed they had pulled Morgan. And then Morgan goes to guard and does an offsides on and kind of our tush-push play. But just terrible. They look really, really bad. But hopefully we'll...
Forgot about that. So that's the other thing is how many times we have penalties, not just in this game, but last week as well. It's not just the quantity, but the terrible timing of the penalties. Not only did we convert a first down on that, but Tucker was about to go for a touchdown. Now, you could say maybe they pulled up because there were whistles blowing or whatever. I don't think so. I think he might have been gone. But, again, gets freaking called back. I'm just so tired of that.
Figure something out, or LaFleur can figure out some kind of scheme to get some quicker passes or something. But it's they're getting in there pretty fast. So
yes,
we'll see if we can do something on maybe a takeaway on defense. Maybe that'll will save this game. Talk later. Bye.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just had the one takeaway, and it was the takeaway that hurt us. But, it is what it is. Obviously, we can't put that on the defense, so I don't know.
This is Dakota, that nerd in Tennessee. You got to be kidding me. Look, all of these freaking false starts. We're in the second half, and Jordan Morgan just did his, I don't know how many, second, third,
third, I think,
I don't know, false start. And this is a defensive game. And in a game with two extremely elite defenses where the offenses can't do a damn thing, every yard counts. And every time they do something stupid, just watch. That's what I tell the kids. Watch the dang ball. Somebody's calling me, damn it. All right.
No, but and that is a big part of it, too. In a defensive battle like that, points are a premium. But not just points. In order to get the points, yards and first downs are huge. Every first down just I feel like it's the first time in a week we've had a first down. It's been forever since I've seen us get a first down. To give up and give away first downs on stupid penalties is infuriating.
All right, well, it's after halftime. And because I've called in the first two games, I got to keep calling in.
All right, good.
This is Spico, by the way. So, it's kind of going how I thought, although I didn't think we'd have this hard of a time throwing the ball. I thought running would be tough. I guess losing Reed really has hurt. But still defensively. I tell you what, defensively, they got a great line.
Yeah.
And we just can't stop doing bad things with our offensive line. Seems to not really want to do stuff. We really do miss Zach Tom. But I tell you, Rashawn Gary's got 2 sacks.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, if we win this game 3-0, it won't be amazing, but it'll still be a win. I think they're going to break something free. I don't think Jordan's hucked the ball down the field yet. He's got to be jonesing. So let's see, 10 for 13, 65 yards after half. That's horrible.
Yeah.
But, they can't do anything either. And our defense just looks like as ordered, man. So anyways, go Pack, go. We'll just see how this goes. Oh, another Savion Williams play. That looked great. Anyways, let's secure this win. I feel like if we could score one more touchdown, the game would be out of it.
Yes.
I don't know. But I don't know if you can hear my little doggy snoring, but he's sitting right next to me. Snoring. Okay. Well, hey, here's to a victory, hopefully, and go Pack, go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Again, it's funny that everybody calling in, you can just hear in everybody's voice, nobody expects to lose this game. That's not even in the minds of people at this point that we're actually going to lose. It's just we're going to win, but guys, can we kind of get going? And you're right. It always felt like just one more score. Not even necessarily having to be a touchdown. I get. Just get points. But yeah, a touchdown is going to seal this thing, and you can do that, right? That's no big deal. You got a touchdown in you. Come on, boys. It was like 100% that it was going to happen. By the way, was there a playoff game? I had severe deja vu as you were explaining that, where I felt like we had a playoff game very similar to that, where it was just guys, can we just put this away? We got this. Just score. Why aren't you scoring? I don't understand.
All right, well, it's after halftime. and because I've called in the
Nope, we already did that. Here we go.
JJ, why don't we run screens anymore? I mean, I'm not complaining, but we don't run them nearly as much as we used to. That used to be kind of like our thing. But it's nice to see that get a few. Hopefully that opens things up a little bit. Let's try and get some separation here.
And another one.
50! Ha ha! TD! Woo!
At least it was joy at some point in the day.
So the third quarter just ended. I don't know what Love was thinking on that last play. All he did was throw it away. But, so the Packers did what they don't always do, or sometimes don't do, is they played a little better in the third quarter. I know they didn't do a ton. They did score once. It looks like LaFleur kind of had to change the stuff around. They passed the ball a lot more. They're still shoving it up the middle. They had a couple good runs with Wilson. They had a good pass to Jacobs. So I don't know. The defense still looks good. Honestly, Cleveland's defense looks great. Maybe Rodgers should have gone to the Browns. I like that one pass to Isaiah Bond where he overthrew him a little. It's kind of funny. I don't like this announcing crew. I mean, I don't like a lot of them, but I really don't like this one. He didn't mention that was a frickin' hospital ball. The one that Bond, missed where he was wide open. No, he had a safety bearing down on him like a frickin' freight train. But anyways, I think the only guy catching the ball is the fullbacks and the tight ends. But Njoku, that guy, he seems huger than he should be. But yeah, I mean, they're picking away. I think they might open it up a little in the fourth quarter. Honestly, they could just defense keep rolling and one more field goal or one more touchdown, and it's probably over. But I'd like to see a little more scoring just so they can have that feeling of, okay, we had, faced a formidable defense and we were able to, to beat them over time, because that's a good thing to have in your brain. Anyways, go back up.
Yeah, again, just score, man. That's all you got to do. Yeah, and Njoku was kind of annoying in this game. I remember watching it and just thinking, how did this guy not have a better career? I loved this guy coming out of college, just a beast. First round pick. Never really was a thing. And then you watch him in this game and it's like, I don't know why he wasn't a thing, because he looks like, not that he's terrible, but I thought he'd have a better career. I guess he's in Cleveland too. That should be taken into account.
I got to say, before the season, I wasn't even thinking about Isaiah McDuffie. It was all about, Edgerrin, and Edgerrin is a freak. He just almost intercepted that ball around Njoku. But he's done a lot of good things today, McDuff has. He had a good special teams tackle. Oh, what are they calling? Is that a offensive passing off for Tillman? But he had a special teams tackle. He's had a couple of good tackles in the middle. He just split the D and almost stopped that fourth down. But I didn't think of much of McDuffie before the season. But he's like that. I know the Packers have loved him forever, but he's kind of like just solid and good. Oh my gosh, he just reverse face masked. What's his face? Number 19. That was horrible. At least they called it. I guess Devontae Adams had a push off like that too today that they kind of forgot to call. I call that the Michael Irvin pass. I don't know. Some of you are from the Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith Cowboys. Every catch Michael Irvin did, he would just push off the defender, and I hated it because the announcers were like, "Look at that separation." Like, yeah, the separation is coincidentally as long as his arm. Gee, who thought? But anyways. They just they got a first down, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I think we got this. We just got to stay tough on defense and just chip away on offense. I hope the floor doesn't just go to running 3 times up the middle, for clock management, because the running really hasn't been that consistent. But anyways, boom, boom, boom.
Just waiting for this to turn. I'm just waiting for it to turn ugly. All right, let's take our final break. I don't think we've done that yet. We'll come back. We got some more Dakota, that nerd. There's going to be about 30 minutes later, so it might start getting dark here.
Dude,
again, this is Dakota calling from a different freaking phone, but I can't. Like, Jordan Love with the dumbest decision I've seen him make all freaking year. I don't know what was happening there, but these dang penalties need to quit. I don't know why these are happening so much, but they need to quit. If we did not do so many, I'm just, where's the touchdown? I mean, where were our people, I guess? I don't know. But the penalties, if we didn't do half of these penalties, we would be winning by more. We would be winning, actually, because right now we're tied. So, I want to put a boot somewhere. Ugh.
Frustration's beginning to mount. It's beginning to mount. All right, another 10 minutes passes here.
Dude, Dakota again. I'm just, like, I tried this whole call-in thing, and the game's not going like I wanted it to. Jacobs just fumbled the ball, and he recovered it, and the whole time I'm in my kitchen acting like a fool, and my son is like, "You're okay. You're going to be okay." The whole time, my little 8-year-old son is trying to cheer me up and calm me down.
Sad, isn't it?
Y'all, look, my heart is, Okay, maybe this isn't why I call in the middle of the game. I get distracted from the game, and then I'm not able to actually say things of note because I'm just too, you get what I'm saying? You know what I mean.
I got it.
Hey, freaking peace.
I get it, man. I get it. I understand. All right, here's another 10 minutes goes by.
Howdy, this is Jared, the Uber driver from Texas. I don't know what that was. That Browns defense is pretty good, I guess. I don't know what else to say. As you mentioned during the past few episodes of Packernet, we're not fully there yet, and this game proved it. We had so many penalties, so did they, and I will say they got real ticky-tacky with pass interference.
Some of those were bad, yeah.
For holding,
that's
defensive
true.
Holding from us. They got real ticky-tacky with that.
Very consequential,
and,
too.
We had a chance, but we got our field goal blocked. I don't know what to do there. And the fact that they got a first down at the end there, all right. Hopefully this is just a wake-up call. A lot of good teams say they need a wake-up call game. Hopefully this is our wake-up call. Hopefully this gets all the penalty and whatever other hijinks out of us. I don't know what else to say. Also, can I get some prayers for my 5-week-old son? He's actually in the ICU right now.
Oh, dang.
And they figured out what he has, which is good, and hopefully he'll get better. But please, prayers would be great. Anyways, go Pack, go. We'll get him next time. Thank you. Bye.
Well, yeah, I appreciate you letting us know about that, and we will definitely be doing that. I won't ask for his name. I know that could be kind of weird on a podcast and whatnot, but for sure. And obviously that's more important than whatever's going on in the football game. Glad they figured it out, though. I'm hopeful that, whatever it is, that's going to be the end of this whole process for him. As far as the wake-up thing, I tend to roll my eyes at that. We feel like we hear that every year, it was a wake-up call game for us, and it's like, is it, though? The only thing that kind of gives me hope, number one, is I do think they have the talent, and number two, I think they had a taste of greatness and then allowed it to slip right through their fingers, and I'm hoping that that'll be a bit of a wake-up call. And really, again, who actually needs it? I don't think the receivers played poorly from what I could tell. I don't think the tight ends played poorly from what I can tell. Jordan, I would have given him a pass, but, there was that stupid sack that he took and the terrible interception. I don't care if Matt LaFleur wants to take the blame for that. I don't care. He's the one that threw it at a defender with no receiver anywhere in the area. It's a decision he made. But, yeah, offensive line needs to get healthy and then get better. And should be back to where we need to be, I would hope. Who knows? I don't know. What do I know?
Ryan, that was pathetic on every level. Defense kept us in the game like they always freaking do. Offense looked so incompetent, and Jordan Love looked lost. It was a stupid pick, and that was the difference right there. All you had to do was go down and score, and they weren't going to do nothing.
Yep.
And then they freaking block a field goal. I mean, I thought the game was over. I'm like, we got this.
Right.
And they block because we can't freaking do anything right on special teams.
Even after all that, even after just mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake, we're still supposed to win that game. It's still right there. You know what I mean? I mean, it's still like not even just in our grasp. It's our game to win. It's our game to lose. It's, like I said, with the last, or actually it's on tomorrow's call with Beer Cheese, but the debate about whether we should have run the ball at the end or pass it, I think you run it because it's within your grasp. You run it 3 times. You drain the clock down to like 30 seconds. They have no timeouts left. It's a relatively easy field goal, which I think we got a penalty in there, did we not? So still screwed us over. And then you kick a field goal and you win. I mean, down to the last second. It was in our grasp. And what did you do? I mean, it had to have been the perfect storm of terribleness in order for us to lose that game, and that's exactly what happened. It's just crazy.
I'm so pissed off. That is the dumbest freaking crap I've ever seen. Absolutely stupid, man. I'm at a loss for words because they're going to have to take a long look in the mirror because this offensive line screwed us. They're terrible. And everyone's a bonehead. I don't know what to say. This is so stupid. This is the dumbest loss I've ever seen.
I have heard some people say this is the worst loss in the Matt LaFleur era or whatever. Maybe that's hyperbole, but if you think about it, you could make the case. I mean, that week 1 loss that again, it's tomorrow, so you didn't hear me say it, but the week 1 loss to the Saints a couple years ago or whatever, like 38-3, that's freaking brutal. There's been some bad ones for sure. We'll cover several of them tomorrow. Not for that reason. It just happens to come up for different reasons. But this is up there. It's on the list of, let's call it the top 5, certainly top 10. Just from a standpoint of, I mean, it was a close game and it is a good defense and all that. But just from a standpoint of like, this should not have been a loss. You are so much better than this team. If you look from a margin standpoint, being 7.5 point favorites or whatever, we very, very rarely lose when we're heavy favorites in a game. It's one of the good things about the Matt LaFleur's tenure here is that that really doesn't happen very often. It's not that he doesn't lose games, but you don't lose games you're not supposed to lose. So this was freaking rough for sure. But, we play these things out in our head, and I think that the negative fans will look at it as I have and somewhat do tomorrow, just as sort of a thought experiment. You could see this kind of spiraling and being like one of those things where we go on to lose several, and it's like, oh, remember back when we thought we were this dominant team, and it turns out we're a bad team and all that stuff, and then we have that moment where we're really good again, and then you go through that whole thing, or it could just be a blip. We could go on to win every game for the rest of the year. And if you do look at the rest of the schedule, there are not a lot of hard games coming up. There are not. I mean, until we see the Eagles, like a long time from now, these should all be wins, pending like more serious injury issues. Handle your business against Dallas, get into your bye, get healthy, and win your next like 4 games. And we're not even worried about this. But lose to Dallas, and we've got serious concerns all of a sudden.
Hey, Ryan, Bear Cheese Benny. that pick that Love threw, I'm not so sure because when I was watching it, he threw it and I'm like, oh crap. And it looked like Dobbs, another blocked field goal by the Jets. Man, a lot of blocked field goals today. Oh my gosh, they're about to score. Wow.
You sound like me trying to do
saw
the
that happen.
podcast.
All right, it's not just us. Anyways, it looked like Dobbs maybe was supposed to come back, but still, why throw it? Like, it looked like he had time to decide that. I don't know, dude. This offense was just so stupid today. LaFleur is an idiot. I mean, like, constantly trying to send guys downfield when all we needed was the slants. Like, the slants and the out routes always work, man. And they got away from it. And they did these screen passes that don't work because we can't block. Offensive line sucks. Jordan Morgan's a bust. The guy's incompetent. I mean, seriously, this is dumb. Dumbest loss ever. That was stupid. I cannot believe it. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, what else did our defense have to do? I mean, you put them back out there, like, every second. Of course they're going to let them drive downfield. That was terrible, man. I mean, we were gifted a crappy Browns offense, and then, yeah, I get the Browns defense is good, but you shouldn't be that bad against them. Like, come on.
Right, and, you know, like I said, they bragged about how good they were against the Ravens. Ravens scored like 41 points. So, I mean, we can't get too carried away with how unstoppable this defense is or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to be rooting heavy for the Browns that this is like some kind of a generational defense, and that was really what set us back. But, you know, we agree or disagree on specifics. All the criticism in the world is deserved for Matt LaFleur and for the offense. I mean, this is just what they earned. This is what you put out. This is what you did. So, you know, whatever. It's one of the things I said for tomorrow's podcast is we really have two options. We can sit and dwell, or we can throw it in the frickin' garbage and move on. And I tend to think, you know, we'll take today to dwell, and tomorrow, I guess, technically, and quickly pivot. We need a loss, by the way, for the Lions, because the Vikings beat the living crap out of the Bengals, and the Bears beat the living crap out of Dallas. If they even so much as beat Baltimore, which is a fantastic team, I mean, this is awful. We got to laugh at somebody. We got to get some kind of merry cheer going on here. But you know, if not, whatever. We're talking about Dallas a lot because I'm not going to sit here and do this nonsense. All right, Chris, what's going on?
Hey Ryan, this is Chris from LA. Man, what did we just watch? This was embarrassing. This loss is completely and totally on the offensive line, Jordan Love, and just the offense in general. It is so pathetic. I mean, okay, Cleveland's defense is good, but it felt like every play Jordan was under pressure.
Yes.
The run game couldn't do anything, and it's just disappointing for the team that we have to lose to a team like the Browns. Like, what is this? And you know, this raises the question. I think it's always been, I think since Matt's been here, that we've played down to bad teams. I feel like every time we play a bad team, it's a close game, like when it shouldn't
Sure.
be. We should be blowing these teams out, and I guess that's the difference between great teams and good teams and just, you know, regular teams. Like, how you play up to competition. Like, okay, we play good against good teams, but then we play like this against bad teams. That's pathetic. You know, obviously I'm not throwing in the towel or anything, but this is just super disappointing. Yeah, I mean, again, raises the question about Matt's, you know, team preparation. I feel like this happens, like I said, a lot. I'm sure you can, you know, kind of recall other instances when we played against bad teams and it was closer than we should have been, and we even lost against bad teams. Yeah, man, this is a crappy way to start the Sunday. But anyways, you know, interested to hear what you got to say. All right, man. Appreciate you. See ya.
Well, and yeah, that's where the whole point differential thing comes in. When you look at stats to determine how good a team is, point differential is not a terrible stat to use, and that's, number one, you don't lose a lot of games, and when you lose small, and when you win big. That's what, teams like Buffalo have always been good at, or the Kansas City Chiefs, or the Lions. They freaking bury teams. None of these teams, by the way, end up winning Super Bowls, unfortunately for them, but the Chiefs do, but yeah, that has not been, not to say it doesn't ever happen, it has happened, but that hasn't really been a calling card of the team, and I was kind of hoping it would be. I was kind of hoping, and it's not to say that it can't still be, but it feels like we're watching a really good borderline generational defense that potentially is going to be handicapped by this offense. And it better not be, because I've been and I hate to keep referencing tomorrow, but as you guys know, if you've been listening for a while, I've been a strong defender of Matt LaFleur. This was the first time when I started to see the light or the vision of what a lot of other people see in terms of moving on. And the biggest reason, obviously, is because it's the offense. You could talk about preparation and all that, and I get that, and that's important, but as long as he's got a really good offense, I'm sorry, that's going to outweigh a lot of things. That's going to cover a multitude of sins. If your offense looks like dog crap and it's holding up our defense and it's the thing that is causing us to lose, I no longer have any reason to really be a fan of you as the head coach at all. Especially when you're making terrible decisions about playing hurt players, which I would have thought you would have learned that lesson, number one, from all the players like Jair that are pissed off about it. Number two, from last year when we rushed Jordan back and it ruined our entire freaking season. And here we are rushing Zach Tom back and he goes down after one play. So we've got terrible judgment on that. We've got terrible, as far as challenging plays and whatnot, which, granted, in the grand scheme of things is going to end up being pretty minor. But it's just, it all adds up. And then we got the preparation thing again, which has been a big hullabaloo of everybody that, again, I went in and did the whole big thing about, a lot of teams struggle with these kinds of things and fall in that same criteria, but it doesn't change the fact that when I watch this game and I see these guys just look like they don't give a crap and they look like they don't know how to play football, and it's kind of 2 weeks in a row, because last week that was a little bit of a thing. We didn't talk about it as much because we won the game, but it was a thing, and it was like, well, at least week one didn't look that way, so, hopefully this was just a one-off. And then it happens 2 weeks in a row, it got worse, and it cost us the game against a bad opponent. So, again, I don't want to sit here and overreact, because, again, we can go on to win every single game for the rest of the season, and then, anybody saying that he should be fired is going to end up looking like an idiot. But just like I said with Brian Gutekunst, where it's like, all right, I'm starting to see it a little bit, and this is a big year. We need to see his guys step up. We need to see production from these people so that, we can kind of do a little bit of a reassessment. I'm starting to get in that mode with Matt LaFleur. And the biggest thing is this better be a very good offense. I understand talent is a separate issue here, but you're the guy that builds offenses around Malik Willis last minute and makes it look like a phenomenal thing. You're the guy that erases Micah Parsons from the field when he's out there. You're the guy that erased Myles Garrett from the field before. You are the guy that makes guys look good. That's why I defend you. That's why when everybody talks about preparation and challenges and things, that's why I defend you, because you're the guy that makes magic happen. You're the guy that gets people open on 3rd and 15. You do those things that not a lot of other people do, and I appreciate you for that, and I defend you because of that. Because I understand that if you leave, we might not get that. But if you're here and we're getting the offense that I'm afraid of, if you leave, then what the heck are we keeping you around for? So, again, it's a game. it's all right, but I better not see this again because we all got a taste. We went out and did the big thing Gutekunst did to get Micah Parsons in here because we can actually make a run, because we do have the pieces. And now we do have a generational defense. We have an incredible defense. And we got you a first-round receiver, and that guy is a stud. Oh, and Tucker Kraft is a stud. Oh, and Jordan Love is playing like a top quarterback. Oh, and we got you a first- and second-round offensive lineman as backups. So if you could do me a favor and make this all work and just be good enough to support a generational defense, that would be great. And that's not what happened in this Browns game. And so because the stakes feel so much higher, the standard is going to be set a little bit higher. This is not just another year where we give it a shot. This is a massive opportunity squandered if you squander this. Do not squander this. Not 1 week. We're not doing this. Well, this is a learning experience. Bull crap. We don't have enough games. This isn't baseball. We're not doing learning experiences. Learn in the off season. Well, we'll learn from this. No, bull crap. You don't learn from anything. Just do better. I don't expect you to learn. You're not going to learn. I don't want you to learn. I just want you to be better. That's it. Just be better. Be elite. That's what you are. By the way, extra time to prepare for this game. God. Maybe that's the problem. This was basically a bye week. With those extra days, Matt LaFleur treated it as a bye week, and that's why we lost. I don't know. Unacceptable. That's all I know. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I need to figure some stuff out, just like the rest of you do. So I'll talk to you later. I do have some good news. You know, I've been teasing the whole Spotify music thing or whatever. It's real. It's coming. It's on the way. They said it could take up to a week. I don't know. Hopefully not that long. Hopefully by the time you listen to this, it'll already be a thing. But if you're not subscribed on Spotify, Packernet, what is it? Packernet Studios is the music thing. The Golden song has been out there for a while now. But the first actual album is dropping. And that's going to have a bunch of the songs that we've come out with recently on the podcast, not just for this week. That was kind of the original plan, but also going back, plus some bonus songs you have not heard, because it's kind of a, should I do that one or this one kind of thing. Well, now we got the extra ones who are out there, so that should be coming soon. Anyways, I'm out of here. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Cheer when your team is choking, though your heart wants to cry. Cheer when that field goes smoking through those Cleveland autumn skies. 10-0 seems so certain, like a gift we couldn't lose. But the fourth quarter pulled the curtain on another case of blues. So I'll cheer though I'm broken, keep these feelings all inside. every disappointed token of my wounded Packer pride. 55 yards of heartache as that ball sailed through the posts. All those dreams began to break like so many Lambo ghosts. Love threw that pick to Delpit, in the shadow of defeat. Now I'm sitting here and felt it, how this loss cuts oh so deep. From the frozen tundra's glory to this moment of despair, every fan knows this old story. Hope can vanish in the air. So I'll cheer, though I'm broken. Keep these feelings all inside. Every disappointed token of my wounded Packer pride. Monday morning I'll be working, wearing green and gold again. Though my faith may still be lurking in the shadows of what's been, cheer when your team is choking. That's what real fans always do. Keep your disappointment cloaked in loyalty forever true. So I'll cheer, though I'm broken. Keep these feelings